The finale of Checkmate by Arthur Bliss, the London Symphony Orchestra, conducted by the composer. You're listening to Classics from Scratch, based at Interaction.
Secklow Sounds is based at the Old Rectory, the home of our studio partner Interaction MK. They've been bringing art to life in Milton Keynes for over 35 years. They use the arts to improve the life chances of disabled people and others in challenging circumstances through shared creative activity. These programs help participants to develop creative, personal and social skills. You can visit them at www.interactionmk.org.uk.
Hello, I'm Mike Barry.
And I'm Bob Bluffield.
And together with Alan Mullion, we bring you The Grumpy Old Men on Saturday morning between 8 and 10. We take a look back at what's been happening during the week and let's just say discuss it.
Oh yes, we do play some good music as well. That's all here every Saturday morning between 8 and 10 on Secklow Sounds.
Oh, yes, the wonderful Grumpy Old Men. I had a go on their show the other day. It was terrific. Anyway, hello again to my guest, Philippa Gray. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Kath. I'm very pleased to be here.
Yes, Philippa is my sister. I've got no excuse for having her on. She's not even local, but she came to stay, and we're going to do some Christmas shopping. But I just wanted to say Philippa is actually the person who taught me to read music originally.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, it's a long time ago, but I remember you saying to me once that you thought you could probably read music before you could read words.
I think, yes, I think that's true.
Because we were given recorders and so on to play.
But you always remember everything, Catherine, from years ago.
I
don't remember anything.
This may be a fake memory, but I can more or less conjure up you saying that middle line, that's a B, and that's that thing.
Oh, wasn't I sweet?
You were gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. And you've chosen, of course, you moved on from the recorder. You still play the recorder sometimes, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yes.
But private.
Yes. Well, it is a kind of, chamber music instrument, isn't it?
It's a fantastic instrument. It's much underrated, and it's obviously sadly associated with the screechy primary school recorder orchestras. But if you move on, if you keep it going, you keep playing, there's some really wonderful music and consort music to play.
Yes, we should have probably programmed some today, but we haven't.
Another
because
time.
You moved from the recorder to the flute. The flute, yeah, and that's the instrument I very much associate you with. Why did you pick the flute?
I can't remember at all. I can't remember why I picked the flute at all. I can remember our music teacher asking me, and it must have just come out of thin air. I didn't know he was going to ask me. I hadn't been thinking about it, so it's a bit of a mystery. But it's something I've never regretted. And there's such a fantastic repertoire, and I'm only an amateur player, and but I just really enjoy it, and I think the couple of flute pieces that I've picked out today I think will give quite a good flavour of the flute in different ways, and they're things that I sort of try and have a go at home, and I think other people will be quite familiar with them.
Yes, and the first one you're going to play...
The first piece is the second movement from Mozart's second flute concerto in D. I really love this piece because so often in the repertoire...
Sorry, I've really got to stop you there, Philly. I've got a bit of a problem that I keep moving this over onto the player and it keeps showing up as something else. Do you mind if we play the Bach first?
Oh, all right, that's fine.
And then that gives me a minute to sort that out. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's disappeared into the ether.
Yes, Catherine. It has, I'm afraid so. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
All right.
So tell us about the Bach.
Well, I will, yes, because I've also been having a go at this, and it's quite difficult to make something of it. The only surviving manuscript does describe it as a solo for the flute, but I sometimes wondered if it was perhaps originally written for the flute, because there are no dynamics, no other markings on the score, and there's absolutely nowhere to breathe. So you have to have a bit of a think, and if you go on YouTube you see lots of indignant remarks from string players about flautists' phrasing, saying, oh, well, he's just stopped and he's just done this and done that, and then obviously the flautists have come back with a sarcastic rejoinder saying, yes, you do realise that flute players have to breathe, don't you? So that's something that you really have to sort out for yourself, and see what you can make of it, or what you think Bach wanted you to make of it, which you'll either find intimidating or really interesting.
Well, let's hear
Yeah.
it, shall we?
It's the Allemande from the Partita in A minor for solo flute.
And we've got Jed Vents on the flute with Michael Borgsteder on the harpsichord.
Great.
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, I love that. That's absolutely fantastic.
Isn't it gorgeous? That's the Allemande from Bach's J.S. Bach, Partita in A minor, BWV
And it almost sounds like
1013. Let me do the thing with Jed Vance flute. And I said it was Michael Borgstedt harpsichord. Presumably he plays in the other movements of that piece, because that was obviously just flute.
Oh no,
that's
that's the solo piece, and it almost sounds quite organ-like there. When you get to those sort of crashing arpeggiated passages, it does sound like organ music, and of course the flute isn't a crashy instrument, so you have to have a really good think about what you're going to do in that section, and I just think that was really fantastic.
Yeah, and I love being able to hear the breath as well. That's fantastic.